Hello everyone, today we are going to start our session with 8th class chemistry toppers JEE NEET foundation program. Okay, in 8th class chapter chemistry of carbon and nitrogen we are going to discuss. Okay, see, in chemistry of carbon and nitrogen in today's session we are going to start with conceptual understanding questions, and also we are going to discuss about single correct answer type questions. Okay, let us start our session with conceptual understanding questions. Okay, in chemistry of carbon and nitrogen chapter. Okay, comes to the first one. How many electrons are there in the outermost orbit of carbon? Outermost orbit of carbon, how many number of electrons are present is the question. Our options are: first option 6, second option is 3, third option is 1 and fourth option is 4 is given. See, before going to start this one, first of all we should know what is the atomic number for carbon and what is the electronic configuration of the carbon. Okay, see, carbon, the atomic, generally what are the hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron and carbon. Carbon is the sixth element and its atomic number is 6. If we write electronic configuration for 6, its atomic number is 6 is nothing but number of electrons present in the carbon is 6 in a neutral atom, and number of protons also present in the carbon also 6. That is atomic number, right? So if you write its electronic configuration, it will be according to the shells. If you take KLM shell, in the K shell its electronic number of electrons can accommodate K shell is 2, and in out of 6, 2 are accommodated to K shell, then the remaining will be accommodated to L shell. Last shell will be the, so it is the electronic configuration. In M shell electrons are not entering, in L shell only 4 electrons we have. Electrons enter into the last shell will be its outermost electrons or valence electrons, like we can say. Here last shell is L shell. In L shell we have a 4 electrons. So obviously the outermost electrons present in the outermost orbit of carbon. Outermost orbit means last shell. Last shell is L. So L will be the outermost orbit for carbon, and number of electrons present in that outermost orbit are 4. Okay. See, in which option we have a 4? First is 6, second one is 3, third one is 1. So D option has 4. So we will go with the 4. How many electrons are there in the outermost orbit of carbon is 4. Okay. Now come to the second question. In the periodic table, the element carbon belongs to. In the periodic table, the element carbon belongs to. See, in the periodic classification we know carbon belongs to the fourth group, right? First A, second A, and here third A and fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh and 8th. These are the groups present in the periodic table, right? First group will be the alkali metals. Second group alkaline earth metals, we can say. In first group generally we can see hydrogen can play separately again. We'll go with the lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. They will come to the first group. Second group are alkaline earth metals. Second group again beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. These comes to the second group elements. Okay. Comes to the third group. Third group is also known as boron family. Boron family, and the elements present in the third group are boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. So these are the boron family. In the question they are asking, in the periodic table the element carbon belongs to. See here in the fourth group, this is known as carbon family. Carbon family. So carbon family and the elements present in the fourth group are carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead. So these are the elements will be present in the fourth group. And we have a fifth group. That fifth group are called nicogens: nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. These are the fifth group elements, and those also fifth group elements are also known as nitrogen family or nicogens like. And sixth group also we have that sixth group element starts with oxygen, and those are known as chalcogens. So sixth group in oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium. These are the sixth group elements. Okay. And seventh group we know well known, those are called halogens: fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. And eighth group elements we know, those are called noble gases: helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon, right? So these are the groups present in the modern periodic table. He is asking, in the periodic table the element carbon belongs to, clearly fourth group is called carbon family. In that carbon is the element carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead. These are the elements present in the fourth group. So we will go with the carbon. So here carbon will be present in the fourth group. First option is sixth group, no. Second option is fifth group, no. C option is fourth group, we will go with the fourth. And D option is given second group. Second group is alkali earth metals, and beryllium will start. Beryllium, magnesium, like that elements will be there. In fifth group already we said these are called nicogens: nitrogen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium will be present in fifth group, no carbon. Comes to the fourth group. Comes to the sixth group. Sixth group belongs to the oxygen family, those also known as chalcogens: oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium. These are the elements. So I will go with the fourth group. Okay. Comes to the next one. What is the atomic number of carbon? In the starting of this session we discussed this only. The atomic number of carbon is 6. I will go with the option C directly. What is the atomic number of carbon is 6. First option is 4. Fourth element hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium. Fourth element will be the beryllium, no carbon. And fifth element is boron, not a carbon. And here 12 is given, our 12th element will be magnesium, right? Neon, sodium and magnesium will be the 12th. So D option is also wrong. So we will go with the C option 6. All of the following are allotropes or forms of carbon except. So here 4 options are given. In that 4 options, one is not the allotropic form of carbon. Which one is that is the question. See the first one. We know graphite is the allotropic form of carbon. First of all, what is meant by allotropic form? Right? See, carbon will have a different types of allotropes. Allotrope means it is by virtue of its properties, we can say it will have a similar, but their properties will be different. Like, see, carbon, graphite is also a carbon form, but it shows the different properties, right? So those such type are said to be allotropes. Here graphite is the allotrope of carbon. Like that only diamond is also allotropic form of carbon. Even fullerene is nothing but C60, this is also allotropic form of carbon. Whereas come to the sapphire, it is the mineral, that is not the allotropic form of the carbon. So the question, all of the following are allotropes or forms of carbon except sapphire is not the allotropic form of the carbon or any other form of the carbon. Okay. Now comes to the next question. The name carbon comes from the Latin word for. See, the carbon comes from the Latin word carbo. The carbon comes from the Latin word carbo. This carbo means charcoal. This carbo means charcoal. So Latin word diamond, no, this is called charcoal. Black, bone, no, A, B and D. The carbon word comes from carbo. which means charcoal. So we'll go with the option C, charcoal. Okay. Now comes to the another one. Carbon is a, we know that from left to right in the periodic table, metallic character decreases and non-metallic character increases, whereas we discussed in the previous question, that is first group, second group, third group, fourth group, fifth group, sixth, seventh. If we go from left to right, the metallic character will be decreases. See, first group metals are called alkali metals, they are metallic in nature, whereas come to the second group elements are metallic, alkaline earth metals, those also metallic character, whereas come to the boron, when compare with the second group, the metallic character for the third group will be decreases. When compare with the third group, fourth group, metallic character will be decreases and non-metallic character will be increases. So here it is clear that carbon is a non-metal. Okay, carbon is a non-metal. Okay, now comes to the diamond, which of the following is a good conductor of electricity? So diamond is a bad conductor of electricity because of its structure. It is tightly packed structure and there is no free electrons present in the diamond. Whereas come to the graphite, because of its structure, it will have a structure like hexagonal close packed type of structures. So there will be free electron, because of that free electron movement graphite conducts the electricity. So graphite is the good conductor of electricity. Whereas come to the coal, it is not the good conductor of electricity, it cannot conduct the electricity, and carbon dioxide also a gas which is not conducting the electricity. So we will go with the B option. Okay. Now comes to the next question. Of all the elements, carbon has the, when compared with all the elements, carbon has the highest melting and boiling points. See, lowest melting and boiling points, highest melting and boiling points, highest electrical conductivity, largest atomic radius. No. See, why we are taking carbon has the highest melting and boiling point? Carbon has a catenation property, carbon has the allotropes, and carbon can form the rings and it can form the longest chains with C16 nanotubes like that. So it has the highest melting and boiling points, and also it will have a strongest covalent bond between the carbon and the other elements present in that. That's why because of those reasons we can say out of all the elements. And also here carbon has the valency 4 and it can form 4 covalent bonds. 4 single bonds it can form, and it can form double bond, and single bond it can form, and it can form 2 double bonds, it can form triple bond, like that. So because of those reasons we can say out of all the elements carbon has the highest melting and boiling points. Like comes to the next question. In the human body, carbon is the, obviously we know the answer for this question. The first most abundant element in the human body is oxygen. It has nearly 65 to 67%, because 75% of our body has the water. In that H2O means hydrogen and oxygen, most of the percentage oxygen is there. So the first most element will be the oxygen, and after that carbon will be the second most element by mass. Okay, so it will be nearly 16%, like that it will be present in the human body. Let us see the options. Most abundant element by mass, no. Most abundant element in the human body by mass is oxygen, not the carbon. Second most abundant element by mass is the correct answer. Third most abundant element by mass, no, it is not. They will be by DNA, proteins, like that. Carbohydrates. Third most abundant element is not the carbon. Next, fifth most abundant element by mass is not the carbon. So it is the second most abundant element by the mass. The poisonous gas present in the exhaust fumes of car is, we know that pollution, air is polluting because of the carbon monoxide is present in the air. Carbon monoxide is the poisonous gas, we are not supposed to inhale. If we inhale that, it affects our lungs and we will get some breathing problems because of the air pollution. The ozone depletion is taking place because all these reasons are because of the carbon dioxide. Nowadays the petrol usage is increasing, so when the petrol usage is increasing, then they are releasing some harmful products, some harmful gases are releasing. In that, carbon monoxide is also one of the gas which is poisonous in nature, right? So the poisonous gas present in the exhaust fumes of car is, first one is the carbon monoxide. Let us check the remaining options also. Carbon dioxide, no. Carbon dioxide is not the poisonous gas. We will inhale oxygen and we will exhale the carbon dioxide, and we know everyone that process, respiration process, right? So not the carbon dioxide and not the water vapor. Water vapor is not at all the poisonous gas which is not exhausting from the car. Okay, next one, oxygen. Oxygen is not at all the poisonous gas and they are not releasing from the car. So I will go with the first option. Comes to the next question. When steam is passed over white hot coke, obviously it produces water gas. In the previous session we have done with the, in the previous question we have gone through what is water gas. Carbon monoxide and hydrogen gas is the mixture of water gas. When we are sending the steam through white hot coke, it obviously produces the water gas, not coal gas, not carbon gas and not the producer gas also. Now comes to the next question. The unique property of an element to link its atoms with one another to form long chains is called. Yes, this is the one of the property of the carbon. In Buckminster Fullerene, carbon is attached with 60. In nanotubes more than 60, right? So highest, that is called catenation power. That's why while studying organic chemistry, why we are concentrating organic chemistry, why we have taken carbon, why not the remaining elements? Because of these properties only, because of its valency, because of its allotropic natures, because of its catenation property. So it can form the longest chains, okay, and even rings also it can form. So that is one of the property of the carbon, that is called catenation. Here the unique property of an element to link its atoms with one another. 60, C like that, carbon can form till 60, that form long chains, that is called C60, that is called catenation. This is the catenation is the unique property of the element to link its atoms with one another to form long chains. Okay, not allotropy, already the definition of allotropy we have discussed, and not even the isomerism. Isomerism, already I said, this is the phenomena which has the same molecular formula but shows different physical and chemical properties are said to be isomers to each other, and that phenomenon is called isomerism. That is also not the definition for this one. This is called catenation. So I will go with the A option. Come to the next question. Ammonia is a dash agent. See, ammonia is the strongest reducing agent. Not even the dehydrating, ammonia is not the dehydrating agent, not oxidizing and not drying agent. It acts as a reducing agent like, okay. So ammonia is the reducing agent. What is meant by reducing agent? What is oxidizing agent? Again we have to come to the oxidation and reduction processes. Oxidation is nothing but the amount, the number, loss of electrons or gain of hydrogens, and the oxidation number increasing, decreasing, all this comes under here. Ammonia is a oxidizing, ammonia is a reducing agent. The oxides that react with nitric acid of rain and form nitrates in the soil, or see, if the soil is in acidic, most of the acidic nature is present in the soil, to neutralize that we add the fertilizers which are in basic in nature. Then acidic and basic we can neutralize that one. Because of that reason, the oxides that react with nitric acid of rain means acidic nature, and form nitrates in the soil are basic oxides. Okay, so the oxides, these basic oxides are reacting with the nitric acid which is present in the rain, and they will form the nitrites and to neutralize the soil, and it will be useful for the cropping purpose. Okay, so the oxides are basic oxides. If we take the acidic oxides, already in the rain acidic nature is there, nitric acid is the acid, and again if we mix the acidic oxides, it cannot be neutralized. So to neutralize that, compulsory we have to take the basic oxides which forms the nitrates. Okay, next question. Nitric acid is a good oxidizing agent. Nitric acid acts as a good oxidizing agent, not a dehydrating agent. Nitric acid cannot act as a dehydrating agent, and it acts as a good oxidizing agent like. Okay, so this is our single correct answer type questions. In our next session we can go with the multi correct answer type questions, and we will see some other questions in chemistry of carbon and nitrogen. Okay, thank you so much.